Let's get into it. We're gonna do a Minecraft survival. Hopefully, hopefully, we're gonna do all right. Got my little creative world, a little something slight going on the side. All right, how do I do create? Oh, okay, I just press create new world. I didn't even see that right there. Okay. All right. Let's see survival. JP survival. We're gonna put it on. We gonna leave it on normal for right now. We gonna leave it on. But should we do hardcore? Hmm. Right now, I'm gonna do normal right now. Take it slow. Heck, y'all want a map? Yeah, I want my bonus hits and my coordinates. Yes, I want days played, bro. Resource packs. Oh yeah, I want this. Yeah, I want the spark pits too.
Statable. It needs to be statable in a sound bite. So you need to figure out how to say what you do for people in a way that you can say it in a sentence. I like what Einstein said. He said, if I can't explain a concept to an intelligent 12-year-old, I don't understand it. Are we on track? So, and by the way, I did a video on this, on that whole concept about how to talk better, called Think Like a Genius, Talk Like a Third Grade. It's going to change your life. It's going to change your life. Okay, so product innovation is number one. Okay, so that's the first business skill you have to develop. So when you develop that business skill, the next thing
Heck yeah, I want poisonous potato because they got that little cart that I can use. Ooh. But they also have that wool thing with the car.
revenue generation. A lot of people struggle here. This is one of the easiest aspects of business.
What kind of texture pack do I want? Natural, plastic.
How many people are there in the world who don't like selling? There are lots of people who don't like selling. Well, that's the conclusion I came to a long time ago. There's only one alternative to selling. That's buying. Now, when I'm buying, I'm giving you my money. When I'm selling, you're giving me yours. So people who hate to sell can't get rich because they only like to buy. Now, I love to buy, but I also love to sell. I like it going in both directions. And so, revenue generation, one of the things that will make you better at generating revenue in your business
Guess I do the cartoon.
is that you become a better buyer. Because everything reproduces after its own kind. When you go to the grocery store, not the grocery store, the shoe store, and the shoe salesman comes up and says, or the saleswoman comes up and says, can I help you? And you say, no, I'm just looking. You're probably not ever going to be good at sales. And the reason you're not going to be good at sales is because you don't want somebody treating you like you treat salespeople. And you never even thought of that before. But because you're not a good buyer, you don't have the ability to attract good buyers because you think there's something inherently wrong with selling. I just changed somebody's life. So revenue generation. Revenue generation includes, but it's not limited to, promotion.
What's this? Oh, what? That sounds cool as hell. Oh, excuse me. That sounds cool as a mug. Oh man, the dragons though. I mean, for all that, I might as well just do the Dragonborn match. I'm gonna be doing dragons.
And sell themselves rather than you trying to sell them. So much easier if we did that, but you actually use sales calls that we showed you. If you would, we're going to give you access to a free sales training that you can use. We won't even charge. It's free for you. Just click the button below and it's yours. I'm Jeremy, founder of Summit. Like 17-year sales career, I was in the trenches like you as a rabbit. I was in 4 completely different industries. I made a bit under $33 million in straight commissions before I retired. And we started 7 Level. And over the last 3 years, more importantly, we've trained tens of thousands. What is promotion? Promotion is 2 things. It's either advertising. If you're going to do advertising, if you're going to like advertising means you spend somebody else to take your message to them. You pay somebody else to send your message to the masses. So you pay somebody who has the ears of other people, has the attention of other people. You pay the person who has attention so that they cause their audience to pay attention to you. That's advertising, right? You spend money for that. When you spend money for that, if you're going to spend money, my recommendation would be don't do top-of-the-mind awareness advertising. Don't do name recognition advertising. Do direct response advertising. Direct response advertising, what does that mean? That means I am paying money for this ad to initiate a direct response in the people. Read it, hear it, receive it.
All right, let's go.
Well, preferably, it would be that they buy something from you. And ideally, the thing they buy from you should cover the cost.
Oh shit! I gotta check my food.
That's what we call a business an SLO, self-liquidating. So what happens is people spend money on an ad. They'll put the ad in, and the people do the headline.
What kind of mine? What kind of Minecraft is in chat?
Stop selling your personal versus being in So we got roles 2 years ago. So selling. So that's the second. So let me give you the last scout. So we talked about product innovation, we talked about revenue generation, now we're going to talk about asset allocation. So when it comes to asset allocation, this is that's a color. I'm not changing asset allocation. Asset allocation. What is that?
All right. We can actually start now. I gotta find the. Actually, this is a good spot to start a house right here. I just need to grab some supplies. The center. Figure out what kind of house I'm gonna build.
So they make their price the same as their competitors.
That's Hamburg. You already know how we coming.
I charge more than everybody who thinks they're my competition. Notice what I said. I charge more than everybody who thinks they're my competition. I don't make the mistake of thinking they're mine. You ain't compete with me. You got your little. You got me confused with Byron and Silver. Okay. So, no offense, Byron, whoever you are. Okay. All right. Cool. Okay. So, your payment pricing, payment processing, your payment processing. So, one of the things you want to do in the beginning, you want to give them as many ways as possible to pay. So, you got some starting businesses, they don't take credit cards. Are you right? Are you insane? Like, do you hate money? You don't take credit cards? Like, that's how I pay for almost everything. That's how most people pay for almost everything. You don't take credit cards? You gotta take credit cards. And not only should you, would I recommend that you take credit cards, because I don't give shits for other people, but I would recommend that you take credit cards, and I would recommend that you have some kind of way of setting up automated payments on a credit card so people don't have to send you money every month and have to remember to do it. Okay, payment processing. You want to get set up with a merchant account. Maybe that's Stripe. Maybe that's NMI. Maybe that's whoever. You want to get set up with a payment processor. So, if I don't know you, I'll take cash. I personally don't like receiving payments through PayPal, so you can't pay me in PayPal. You want to pay me in PayPal? Basically, it's PayPal because PayPal ain't my pal.
All right, what happens to that pickaxe again? I mean that axe. All right.
PayPal is the devil. Anyway, that's a different conversation for a different day. I don't even have time to go into it. But if you
Actually, I want to put these on my house.
PayPal to be your primary payment processor.
I'm gonna give about 40.
They are going to jack you sideways at their first opportunity, and then they'll keep on doing it.
Actually, maybe 6.
Okay. All right. I just tell everybody, okay, payment processing. So now in my business, and I gotta wrap it up. In my business,
This is a pickaxe. I thought it was an axe. I know I wasn't tripping. Let's see if I can make a crafting table with this crap.
everybody's Tony Robbins. Listen, I've spent the last 23 years now working with people in probably 100 countries to show them how they can improve their lives. Been obsessed with this question of what makes the difference in a million people's lives. And I realize that so many people have a story about life that work, but very few people have the actual results. So the answer is you need to tap into this consistent system of action that matters. And how we've done that throughout history. Well, if you look at history, most people did it through some form of mentorship. If you were going to go for mastery, you were going to be a dabbler, you're going to get extraordinary results at the last. What did you do? You found a mentor, you found a coach. Well, today, human beings learn the same way. We learn by immersion, we learn by getting feedback in real time based on things we're doing. I'm so passionate about the coaching business. I'm a memorial. That's how the job got done. Where there was lasting change. Where there's someone there consistently with you that understands you, knows what you're missing, knows what you want, knows what the challenges are, knows what gets in the way. You need something outside you. The greatest athletes in the world, all the coaches. Why? People already get.
He's probably the only two I need to read right now.
So amount I allow people to get a credit card is $2,000. You rethink after that is wire transfer or ACH transfer. Why?
I did have an axe. Why does it look like a feather?
There's this apartment inside of every virtual processing piece of that's where America's going. There's this apartment risk management. You got some $15 an hour person, and they're deciding whether or not you are scamming. Because they can't understand how this is generating $7,000. And so they automatically think you're scamming anyway, just as your own revenue. Right? So if there's somebody plus, everybody knows what you're saying, so you will buy your stuff, use it, pay for it on a credit card, and then tell the company that you never said to them. If you want to do that with $2,000, more power to you, baby. But you ain't going to do it with $20,000 with me. Because I don't take $20,000 with a credit card. Okay, there you go. So, there's that. And then lastly is payment collecting. Right. Okay, here's what I'm going to say about payment collecting. I would recommend highly that if you sell a product,
I need a shovel.
is like, and you're going to be the bank and you're going to finance it for people. Like sometimes we'll do like in our $55,000
I need to make a
program.
door.
Pay, we let people pay half down, and then we do ACH bank draft for $510 a week, right? But I'm not just going to do the whole thing on ACH. I'm also not going to do the whole thing on credit card payments. Like, I never want the payments to run out. I mean, to go longer than the coaching program. So that payment collecting, you develop these business skills.
I am the hamburger.
Millions of dollars. So I hope this helps. Stay blessed by the best, and I'll see you in the next video.
Make the most of your money with high-yield cash from Robinhood Gold.
Bro, I'm cooked.
Is it really possible?
Unless I can get them to hit this dude in the llamas, that'll help me.
0 to 41 plus.
Oh, now there's a creeper.
Is that really possible? From 0.
All right.
In this video.
All right, big brain, big brain. All right, we're gonna get in front of the box.
0.
Crouch up, dig down.
And to preface it, I'm going to be like really, really transparent and share some of my pain and some of my shame.
All right.
10 years
Whew.
ago, I was broke. I didn't have 0 10 years ago. I had less than 0. I was living on borrowed money. I have a good friend who I'm going to be doing an event with in Dallas, Texas, tomorrow and Saturday. He loaned me $4,000 a month, all of 2013, all of 2014, while I was figuring out how to get back on my feet after getting the absolute wind knocked out of me. And from 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, and 2024 so far, as of last night, doesn't include the money that came in today. Okay? We generated. I gotta put my glasses on so I can see this movie. I don't know what I do. I just. Oh, okay. So, this is how much we generated 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024 so far as of last night, including the money that came in since I went to bed last night. $41,375.99.
Man, when's it gonna be daytime, bro? They killing me.
$41,375,946. 2020, 2021,
What happened to the gamma thing?
I'm going to read a verse to you, and then I'm going to extrapolate. I did a whole Bible study on this verse before, but I mean, this is going to be different, okay? And here's the verse. It says in Deuteronomy, and you already know the verse, but I'm going to show you something that's really mind-blowing. It says, Deuteronomy 8:18, it says, but thou shalt remember the Lord thy God, for it is he that giveth thee the power to get wealth. That it is he that establishes, that he may establish his covenant which he sware unto thy fathers in this day. So first thing, before I forget, let me read verse 19. And it shall be, if thou do at all forget that the Lord thy God, if you forget the Lord thy God, and walk after other gods, and serve and worship them, I justify among you this day that ye shall all perish. Okay, now, what does it say in verse 17? And thou, he's warning them in verse 17, don't say this. And when thou say in thine heart, my power and the might of mine hand hath gotten me this wealth, thou shalt remember that the Lord thy God is he that giveth thee. So, God is warning them about making the mistake of thinking that they did this. I get it. You did some of it. You did the part you could do. See, like you saw something, and then you did something about what you saw, right? But you know how to make yourself look, but you don't know how to make yourself see. So God gave you the power to see the thing that you looked at. You know how to make yourself walk, but you don't know how to make your legs work. So God gave you the power to do the walking. You know how to make your hands hold, like you know how to hold something, but you don't know how to make your hands hold, right? You know how to hold something, I know how to hold something in my hand. I don't know how to make my hands hold. There are people whose hands don't hold.
Bro, it's still nighttime? Oh my gosh, they're killing me. I'm gonna be down here all day.
Think. So even if you did it, even if you build a business and you build a successful business and you generate lots of leads, you generate lots of revenue, and you generate and you build a multi-million-dollar business, here's the reality. You didn't do it by yourself. There's a whole bunch of stuff you did you haven't done unless the Lord gave you the power to get that wealth. So I'm going to tell you something about wealth. I'm going to tell you a couple things about wealth people don't know, and then I'm going to give you, I'm going to show you, I'm going to break down the power to get wealth into its subcomponents. Okay. First thing we're going to say is this. Wealth, in fact, we're going to write on the board. Wealth's high energy result. So,
Ever wondered how companies like Walmart or Home Depot make billions of dollars? Here's what most people don't realize. When you shop at Walmart or Home Depot, you're not buying Walmart or Home Depot.
So, wealth is a high energy result. Because everything is energy, and energy can either create or destroy, just changes form. So wealth is a high energy result. So if you're going to create wealth, you have to operate from a place of high energy. What kind of energy, everybody? Talk to me. Talk to me. High energy. Okay. So which means, there's a physics principle. Here's what the physics principle says. No high energy result will ever flow to a low energy source. By the way, it's interesting. It says you should remember that the Lord gives you the power to get wealth. Well, what is power? Power is energy. Like some people call.
Just start burning already. I know it's daytime. Jeez.
Same thing. So it's the Lord that gives you the power. It's the Lord that gives you the energy. Wealth is a high energy result. No high energy result will ever flow to a low energy.
Man, I ain't just about to sit here doing nothing, bro.
You have to be hyper intentional on everything that you say, because the word
All
that
right,
you
what
speak
can I
is
see?
energy.
So far,
And that energy is telling the world
nothing.
something about you, whether you match what they are looking for. So wealth is high energy.
Oh man, I can't see anything at all.
Like you take a 747, like a
I don't even know if I'm looking
747
up or down.
it holds, I think, 419 people. It's a lot of people in an airplane, right? It's like a small town.
What the hell was that?
And
Fuck is that?
fully loaded, a 747 weighs 986,000 pounds. Now, that doesn't seem like the first. You see 987,000 pounds. The first thing you think is not. You know what I think what I'll do? I'll make this. See if I can get this 986,000 pounds 5 miles in the sky. See if I can get it about 500 miles an hour. Right? That's not the thought.
Bro, it's gotta be daytime
When you
soon.
see a 747, it always has 4 engines. It has 2 on each wing. Those engines are not lawnmower engines. They are not four-cylinder hybrid Prius engines. They're not even Rolls-Royce W12 combustion engines. They are very, very powerful jet engines. In fact, the 747s are so overpowered, if they lose 3 engines, the plane can still fly with 1. It won't fly straight. That's why they have 4 engines. It's quadruple redundancy, right? And so you say, Myron, what's your point? My point is, if you desire wealth, which is a high energy result, then you must become a source of what? High energy. Talk to me about a source of what? You have to become a source of high energy.
Goodness,
So you have to become a source of high energy, and when you become a source of high energy,
I'm waiting for daytime.
start being
Y'all killing me.
flowing towards you. If you're a source of low energy, then
I can't fight skeletons and zombies and creepers with nothing. Hell, I'm scared to even break the wood from above my head. I'm scared a creeper gonna fall in and blow me up.
And part of the problem with New Age ideology is they want to use the truth that belongs to God without giving the credit to the God that owns the truth. Okay?
Ooh, excuse me.
If it's true, it's true. It doesn't matter who believes it. If it's true, it doesn't matter if somebody's New Age or Old Age believes it. It doesn't matter. Right? Because it's true, it's true. Right? Okay, so the other thing that I want to bring to your attention about wealth, other than being a high energy result, which means you have to start right now today being a source of high energy. When people ask you how you're doing, stop saying, fine, fine. Stop saying, above the dirt. Right? How you doing? I'm surviving. You're broke. All of those are broke answers. By the way, you're not, I am not, there's no intended humor in anything I'm saying. Wow. There's no intended humor in anything I'm saying. I'm as serious as I can be. Like it's like you being above the dirt is costing you a fortune. Why? Because nobody wants to be around that, right? Nobody wants to buy anything from that. I'm above the dirt. I'm surviving. I'm still living. No duh. That was the first thing I noticed before I spoke to you. If you were sitting up there all gray and peaked, right, eyes all glazed over, I wouldn't have said, "Hey, how you doing?" I just called 911. Right? How you doing? I'm alive. No fake. Right? Okay. Good. You say, Myron, what's your point? My point is, you're doing it to yourself. The path is smooth. Why do you throw stones before you? I went to the bank yesterday because I had to do some bank stuff. And I asked the young man, young dude, young, strong, has a job, which means he's making money. I said, how you doing, young man? You know. Actually, I don't. That's why I asked you how you doing. Because I don't know. I didn't say that, though. I said, you know what? Like, I'm not 100% today. I'm going to let him get away with that. Okay, so wealth is a high energy result. The second thing I want to bring to your attention about wealth that maybe nobody ever brought to your attention, wealth, this is going to break somebody's brain. Wealth is measured. Wealth is measured more in time than it is in money. Wealth is measured more in time than money. Now, when you get this will change your focus. Okay? Wealth is measured more in time than it is in money. What does that mean? Okay, so let's say you make $1 million. Are you rich? It depends. See, y'all been paying attention. It depends. It depends. You make $1 million, are you rich? It depends. What does it depend on? How long did it take you to make it? If you make $25,000 a year, and there are people who make $25,000 a year, and you work for 40 years, you've made $1 million.
You should learn how to have an active income before you're trying to learn how to make passive income, right? Like, make work great again. The thing is that
Over that 40-year time period. This is 40 years. So let me ask you all a question. Are you rich? No. Okay. So you work 40 years, you've made $1 million, but you're not rich. But let's say you make that same $1 million. You make this same amount of money in 1 year. Now are you rich? Yes. you're 40 times richer than this person, even though you both made the same amount of money. Oh, did you get that? You're 40 times rich. What if you make $1 million a month? Now you're 180 times richer than this dude. Do you want to be this guy? Or do you want to be this guy? Like, who do you want to be? Like,
I knew it.
person who has been blessed to create a level of wealth. I'm not Bill Gates, rich by any stretch of the imagination, but we're doing all right. I am telling you that creating this
Whew.
legacy in your state. Now, here's why that's been a problem for you. Because you've been warned. You've been warned your whole life about what? Get rich quick schemes. Beware of the get rich quick schemes. Right? You gotta beware of that, right? Okay. Well, now, the word scheme means plan, so beware of plans that can get you rich quick. Okay. So, because a scheme is a schematic, which means a plan. So, beware of the get rich quick schemes. So, beware of the get rich plan to get rich quick. I get it. Everybody who has a business opportunity is going to get rich quick. I get it. It's not like the Bible gives some warnings about being in too big a hurry to make money. I get that. I don't have time to teach what those mean today. I will at some point, but not today. Okay. But here's part of your problem. You've been warned your whole life about get rich quick schemes, but nobody warned you about the stay broke for the rest of your life scheme. And so you opted into the one you haven't been warned about. Are you telling the truth? And so what we have to do is we have to figure out, okay, is this how I desire to live my life? Do I desire to live my life in such a way that I'm going to live on the struggle bus my whole life when it's totally unnecessary? Because there are people in the world. Hey, listen, there are people in the world whose problems you can solve right now. You don't have to wait. You don't have to go back to school to be able to solve their problems. You don't have to go take a class. You don't have to get a certification. You just know how to solve their problem. Why? You went through the problem and you solved it, and now you can solve theirs. But I don't want to make too much money too fast. Got to slow this thing down. It's going too fast. Let me untrack it. By the way, I know for a fact that when you get to the place you start making some relatively decent money, you know, 20, 30, 40, $50,000 a month, you start being like, I'm going to tell you what happened to me. Maybe it won't happen to you, but you start having a little bit of guilt because now you have choices. You have choices that the other people around you in your life don't have. And you can decide what time you want to get up instead of having somebody else decide that for you. And you can decide where to take a vacation, where you want to go, and how long you want to stay instead of somebody decide that for you. And you can decide what neighborhood you live in and what car you drive. And now all of a sudden you have all these choices, but everybody around you is still like, you're like, you want to go to the golf course? She calls me, hey, you want to go play golf? No, man, I gotta go. No, I gotta go to work. Man, what are you talking about? No, it's the middle of the week. What are you doing? Hey, and you're like, oh yeah, crap, right? Right? And so creating a level of wealth, eliminate have that here right now. But the people that you love, a lot of the people that you love and like are still going to have some of those constraints. That's going to make you feel like, well, I'm not really better than that, and you're not. And so what happens is maybe you'll do like I did at the beginning. You'll just start giving money away randomly just because you're like, well, I didn't really work that hard. Hey, man,
Dang it. I thought this was an axe.
give it away. I'm keeping it real because this is me, right? Okay, so, when you understand that wealth has a need for speed, the reason I think those two breakthroughs, number one, wealth is a high energy result, is so that you become a source of high energy. Become a source of high energy at home, become a source of high energy at work, become a source of high energy around your friends, become a source of high energy around your family, become a source of high energy around low energy people, even though it makes them feel uncomfortable, they're going to attempt to make you feel guilty for being a source of high energy. When somebody asks you how you're doing, you say, man, I'm doing so good. If I have to do anything better, I have to be 10 or 12 people just so I can stand it. They're going to look at you like, what's wrong with you? Right? How you doing? I'm doing fantastic. Better now that I'm talking to you. People look at you like what's wrong with you. But if you say something ridiculously depressing, everybody looks like it's normal. Test it. Test it. Right? So, all of that to say this.
This might be my greatest creation ever made. The Terminator comes, and it's one of the 15 centuries battle tested and large-scale skills versions of animal cells that have here is an example of my
I'm sorry, little sheep. I'm sorry. Oh, who's this guy? Ah! Brother. Give me this tree. I'm about to beat his ass. Come here, boy. Beat your ass with the tree. With a tree stump. Get my shit. You thought this was, boy. You thought this was. The helly? The hell?
How can we create? How can we use this power that God has given us to give love to God? Before I tell you about, let me show you some stories in the Bible. Some people, when they got rich, it didn't take forever. So, like 2000 came 10 years ago, bro. Hey, 10 years ago, it was 10 years ago. Can't really say 10 years. 10 years ago, I was sitting on my patio in a rented house because I couldn't do it. Next 10 years is going to be about God. Let me show you a source really quick. Let me show you a scripture. It says in Genesis chapter 12. Now the Lord had said unto Abram, get thee out of thy country from thy kindred from thy father's house to a land I will show thee, and I will make of thee a great nation. I will bless them, I will bless thee, make thy name great, and thou shalt be a blessing. I will bless them that bless thee, and curse thee, and in thee shall all the families of the earth be blessed. So Abram departed as the Lord had spoken unto him, and Lot went with him. And Abram was 70 and 5 years old when he departed from Abraham. Okay, so then we're going here. Next chapter, chapter 13. Verse 1. And Abram went up out of Egypt, he and his wife and all that he had in the land into the south. And Abram was very rich in cattle and silver. God called him. He yielded to the call. The next chapter tells us he's rich. Now, I don't have any magic blessings for you. I'm not going to tell you if you sow seed into my life, God's going to make you rich. I'm not going to tell you that some of you do certain. Now, here's what I'm going to tell you. If you apply wealth principles, they're not going to stop working just because you apply them. Are you on track? Like, wealth principles, no, it's my I'm not going to work for him. I'll work for Tim, but not for Max. Wealth principles don't care. Principles are God's automation. God set up principles so they would do what they do without him having to. Yes. Okay. So here's another one of my favorites. First Kings chapter number 3. This is I want you to notice the wording too. Notice the wording. God gave Solomon, said, "Ask what I shall give thee." Solomon said, "Dear Lord, give me the wisdom to do the thing you put me on this earth to do, in a way that pleases you and serves the people you put me here to serve." And then it says, and the speech, verse 10, 1 Kings 3:10, 1 Kings chapter 3, verse 10. And the speech pleased the Lord, and Solomon had asked this thing. And God said unto him, because thou hast asked this thing, and hast not asked long life, ask for thyself long life, neither hast thou asked riches for thyself, nor hast thou asked for the life of thine enemies, but hast asked for thyself understanding to discern judgment. Behold, I have done according to thy words. Not I will do. I have done according to your word. I have done according to your word. I've done it. I've done according to your word. And to your word, lo, I have given thee a wise and understanding heart, so there was none like thee before thee, neither after thee shall any arise like unto thee. And if and I have also, not I'm going to, I have also given thee that which thou hast not asked, riches and honor, so there shall not be any among the kings like thee. It says, because you ask understanding to discern judgment, I've already given so much wealth that there's no kings like you after you, neither shall any arise like none before you, and none will arise like you after you. That's some serious power to get wealth. So what is this power? So now I'm going to break it down. Y'all ready? Being broke was a joke and ready to choke, living on borrowed money 10 years ago. How did he go from in the last 20, 21, 22, 20, 21, 22, 23, and half of 24 in the last 4.5 years? $41 million. Does that sound unnatural to anybody besides me, or is it just me? It sounds pretty unnatural, right? I'm going to show you. So here's what I realized. Okay, what are the things, the awarenesses, and the intentions that I received from God that resulted in this massive, like, rapid wealth creation events, experience, not events? Okay, one, the power to get wealth is number one. It is the power of pain. Paine. I mean Paine. Paine. I added the E just in case there's anybody here whose last name is Paine. Okay, no, I don't know why I added the E. So the power of pain is part of the power to get wealth.
You want to close more deals as soon as next week, possibly? Now, when I say more deals, here's what I mean.
What does that even mean? Okay. One of the reasons people don't get wealthy is because they don't have to. They are so comfortable where they are right now. And they've been so comfortable their whole lives. They don't have enough pain to move them off a square one. Like, yeah, I'm alright. Yeah, being wealthy would be nice, but it's not necessary because I'm already alright. And I've said this before, I'll say it again. One of the biggest things that keeps people from $250,000 a year is $500,000 a year. I mean, it's $100,000 a year. You get to 100,000, and here's what you are. You're $100,000 wealth. Little B. But you think you're a big B. Listen, I'm not making fun of anybody. I was that guy. Then you get to $250,000. You know, $250,000 is about a little over $20,000 a month, right? So, like when I say $250,000, let's think about it like we make money, right? A little over. That's like $5,000 a week. $5,000 a week. Imagine taking around $5,000 a week. You may honestly, if you're taking around $5,000 a week, you feel like a baller. I felt like a baller when I was taking around $5,000 a week. Yeah, I'm a baller. Little B, baby, little B. That's a little B. That ain't a big B. 30,000 a month. 30,000 a month is 360,000 a year. You show no really market. But I can remember, and it was. I don't generally get embarrassed, but I was a little embarrassed for you because I had to say it before I got to the Brother Robert G. Allen was the truth. And he asked for testimonials. I have testimonials. Hey, I haven't been on Sunday every chair. I've been reading every chair for years. I used to be a trash man, making $6 an hour. Now I'm a cash man, I make 6 figures a month. I'm making like 30,000. I'm saying like I'm making 30,000 a month. Very special. He said, look, take it back. And all of a sudden, hey, wait, there's a level of wealth for 30,000 dollars not in money. There's a level of wealth. What if you've got $30,000? You know, I've never had a job where I made more than $30,000 a week this year in my life. Ever. I make more than I used to make a year. And I'm still calling for another pay. When I called out, he called out the ball and begged me. He said, no, you got great food. I'm like, I love Hardy Brown food. And you tell me I ain't even in the neighborhood yet. Right? So sometimes we have to get around someone with a different perspective, with a deeper awareness, so that we can be enlightened, so we can see what they can show us what they've seen, so we can see more than we've seen. You know, tracking? And so, okay, I'm like, by the way, that was a transformational moment for me in my life. So some of y'all just don't have no pain in your life. See, I had so much pain. Like, I knew what no felt like. I knew what it felt like when life told you no. Like, I knew it. I knew what it was like for people to make fun of you because you were poor. Even before I realized I was poor. Right? Okay. So, pain. The power of pain. It's like David John's book. David John wrote a book called The Power of Growth. Has anybody read that book? That book will change your life. You know why? Because it will make you realize that you don't take money to make growth. It takes awareness, it's intention, it's decisions. Anyway. So the power of pain, the pain of reality. Life doesn't always give you what you desire. How many of you figure out what I'm with that? You know, sometimes life is hard. And so the reality of the fact that this is real. When I was pregnant with our first child, and our electricity were both disconnected at the same time. As a man, that was painful to me. When my first child was born, I was on welfare for 4 months. And I remember this person saying to my wife while I'm in the room, like I'm just a spot on the phone, oh, we can give you more money. And he wasn't in the house. That was pain. See, you haven't had that pain. You haven't had enough pain in your life to create enough spark to go create wealth. Okay? The pain of reality. The pain of relationships. Want to keep your skills relevant? Learn AI. It's 2025. AI can build a pro level. You know, it's really awesome about God. I remember when I was reading the story about Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego in Daniel chapter 3. And Nebuchadnezzar said, he said, I'm going to give you another chance to bow down to this idol of me. But if you don't, he said, I'm going to heat the furnace 7 times hotter than it's ever been heated. I'm going to kill you 7 times deader than anybody's ever been killed. I mean, their response that I ain't bowing down to your idol made this man lose his mind. I'm going to kill you 7 times deader. Like, if you're going to go in the fire, pretty much the degrees of heat of a fire, the lowest or the hottest is going to kill you. Unless you're dealing with God's fire, because you know in the Bible there's 3 different kinds of fire. There's the fire that burns. That's the kind that Elijah called down from heaven to consume the captain and his 50. There's the fire that don't burn. That's the fire that talked to Moses from the burning bush when the bush was not consumed. And then there's the most unique fire in the Bible. I call it the fire that burns some folk and don't burn other folk. That's from Daniel chapter 3, where the most mighty men who were in Nebuchadnezzar's army, Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, in the fire. The fire was so hot it killed the men that threw them in, but they fell down bound in the midst of the fire and it only burned off their robes. You see my average point? They said, our God, whom we serve, is able, and he will. I love about God something we find in God that we don't find in any other person or in many other people. He's both able and willing. See, you have a lot of folk in your life who are willing.
No, the pig in on it, that's fucked up. The pig being in on it is crazy.
They don't like you that much. They just say willing, right? But in God, we find both willing and able. And so the pain of relationships is relationships are hard because other people aren't you. Right? But if you want to
With a stone battle axe.
They create pain in my life. I had this brace on my leg. I had runs. I've got big glass when we were playing games. But not with my brothers, I didn't because they had compassion. But I knew if they didn't pick me last, they weren't picking me last just so they wouldn't pick me last. Right? Nobody wanted me running a touchdown. Well, you ain't running a touchdown. I don't care what you're running. You ain't running. Right? Anyway, like the pain, sometimes you need to have the pain of rejection so that you can go do something that causes you to accept yourself, even though other people rejected you. And that's like, accept me or reject me. I must admit that I do, regardless. Right? So you don't have pain. Okay, so the power to get wealth is the power of pain. But also, and I think this one's even more important, is the power of purpose. If you're to get rich, you are going to find your wealth in the arena of purpose. And purpose is the thing for me. Like you were created for a specific purpose, to serve a specific group and kind of people to a specific end. And God has equipped you uniquely to do your thing. I was watching this video this morning. Alex Ramosi was talking about this girl that built a $1 million business, 5,800 Instagram followers. But it was very niche. She taught diet, registered dietitians how to build insurance companies. $1 million business, $1 million of profit. I'm like, okay, you don't want me teaching registered dietitians that. Right? It sounds funny, but here's what we do. We see somebody else making money doing something. We say, I'm going to do what they're doing because it makes money. But it's not your purpose. And so, just because it's profitable for somebody else doesn't mean it's going to be profitable for you if it's not your purpose. So, I am generally very coachable until the point where I become.
That's what I needed to ask. I was so confused on what I was missing.
I'm not coachable to highly intentional because I know it's not my purpose. That's me. I'm not making an excuse. I'm just telling you. So I joined Russell Brunson's $50,000 a year inner circle. Back then it was $30,000 when I joined. Now it's $50,000. And one of the things he kept saying over and over, you do a webinar a week every week for a year. Do a webinar a week every week for a year. And I'm like, do a webinar a week every week for a year. And I do it, and then it makes me like, I hate this guy. I'm gonna tell you something. I hate him. I don't hate him. I don't hate going. I don't hate attending them. I hate going. I don't like reading PowerPoint presentations. I hate that. I don't like talking to a bunch of people I can't see. I hate that. Like, so it's so interesting how God has to put you in a place sometimes to start your birthday when I'm like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I don't like it. And I know that. So when you say, well, does that matter, right? Well, it doesn't matter most, but it does matter some. You have to build your business in a way that serves you at the highest level. So it gives you the energy and bandwidth to serve at the highest level. If you're doing something that you hate to do, how long will you really do it? Will you persist when it gets difficult? Will you persist when it seems like it's not working for you and it's only working for you? You won't if you don't like it. Like, I don't like doing webinars. And so I still don't do this day. I don't do webinars. Really, if I do a webinar, it would be more Zoom meeting. I like Zoom meetings. I can see people's faces. Now I can tell if what I'm saying is making sense to more than just me. Or I'm talking to a computer screen. And it's like, what are you doing in the chat? What is that? I like everything about it. I just don't like it. I know. I think webinars are great. I think they work very, very well. I know a lot of people pay their course and do them. I just don't like doing them. I build a business where every day I've got to, or every week I'm going to do something I hate just so I can make money. All the money ain't good.
Here's the brain science behind all the desires for the P word and 3 helpful scientific discoveries. Number 1, the studies have actually found that long-term consumption of the P word actually alters neural pathway programming. Consuming content that our brains were never intelligently designed to consume. What that does, that creates a processing of and another part of your brain. Now, the really scary part that you want to pay attention to is, okay, so you discover your purpose. And then you discover your purpose. Your purpose, you're going to find at this intersection. So you're going to something that you're good at. This is your proficiency. Proficiency. I guess what that right. Proficiency. That's your proficiency. What you're good at. And then this is okay, so this is your part of passion. This thing you love to do. This is your
Where I'm gonna get those at, bro? Be for real.
that's the arena of purpose.
I mean, I'll still take them though.
That is the arena of purpose. Please, where your proficiency intersects with your passion.
Definitely gonna keep them.
Delight thyself also in the Lord, and he shall give thee the desires of thy heart. I used to think that meant if I delight in God, then he's going to give me what my heart desires. But I matured to discover that when I delight in God, he gives me what to desire. And when he gives me what to desire, then he gives me what I desire, because he desired me to desire it in the first place. See, God is not in the habit of frustrating his children. If ye being evil know how to give good gifts unto your children, how much more shall your heavenly Father give good things to them that ask him? So, with that being the case, when I find my purpose, if I spend my time there, and so because I never saw anybody do this thing that I do, so I didn't have somebody look, oh, I'm going to do what they did. I can't do what they did because I ain't them. And so I loved teaching the Bible. And I loved teaching business. I didn't know I could teach them both together until I started doing it. And people started saying, well, that's cool. Teach me more. I get to do the thing I was made to do. Like, I spent decades of my life studying the Bible. I spent decades of my life studying business. I did an Instagram live. I think it was Tuesday night with David and Charlotte Mitchell. And one of the things David said, he said, you know, Myron and I, like David's administrating, he said, I knew Myron as a evangelist, but I didn't know he had been reading all these books on business and studying all this stuff about business. I love business. Why? It gave me the ability to fire my boss. I don't have any outfits that match a boss, so I didn't want to and so I read all these books, learned all this stuff, applied it, figured out what worked for me, and I did it. And then I said, you know what? There's this principle in the Bible that talks about that. There's a principle in the Bible that talks about that. Oh, it matches. So I started talking about that. I didn't know there was a niche for that. I just said, I'm going to be authentically and uniquely me, and let it open the doors it opens and close the doors it closes. And then I'll only be in rooms
I need one more white sheet.
I think about Funnel Hacking Live, which was the conference I met you there. I think it was 2018, wasn't it, Ryan? I had a round table. And I was
Really, I just need one. I don't think I'm gonna get it from a llama, but I'll try. Sorry, bro.
Anyway, so I didn't know him, he didn't know me, and then people were
Yep, no more.
so odd and different. But anyway, so I'm teaching these principles, and like people were gathering around. So I finished speaking Funnel Hacking Live. I don't know what else to teach. I want to teach some business principles based on the Bible. Yeah, it's uniquely me. I get it. There are people on YouTube right now who don't think, oh, this guy's talking about the Bible. This is not gym for you. And it's okay. It's like, I'm not mad at you. See, it's not for you. Because the people who like it.
Oh yeah.
It's me. I like it.
Got a bed now, baby. Let's go.
Okay, so I just want to make sure we understand each other. Okay, so the power of purpose. So
Get that nice soft bed, baby. Yeah, we sleeping tonight. Watch out. Watch out, Brucey. Gotta throw the bed down, boy. Got us a bed, boy. Check us out. Boom. Yeah.
didn't care very much. Like, y'all was watching me have fun, even if y'all weren't having fun. This is what I love. I love this stuff. I'm sorry, if you love it, why are you doing it again? I don't love the stuff that you got. Keep it real. Okay. So, discover your purpose. Discover. Notice. Notice I didn't say, go create your purpose. You were created for your purpose. Just find it. Just discover it. How do you discover it? By embracing proficiency, the things you're good at, and embracing your passion. That's a secret. I spent over $1 million on this event, and I've got 3 pieces of good news. Number 1, you're invited. Number 2, it's free. And number 3, I've got a gift for you that you will get just for showing up on it. And so it's a secret project that we're working on for multiple years now. Part of the reason I delayed the launch is so that every single person will get one who shows up live. And so if you're like, well, what is it? Well, I can't say what it is yet, but I can tell you that it's better than an NFT. It's less than a Bitcoin. And every single person, you included, get one absolutely free just for showing up. And so if you want the free event,
Heck yeah, sleeping through the night, baby. Ooh.
click the link. Show up there live August 16th. I'll see you
And I'm gonna go up there. I'm gonna build me something a little nice. I'm gonna put a little skylight in. Yeah, put a little skylight in this mug. All right, what are these for the stairs? I use stone stairs. All right, now I got a marker where to start at. Let's get started. We got 6 panes. So this right here above the bed. So we do like what? Like this.
as long as neither of those are in conflict with the truth, congratulations, you hit the sweet spot. Okay, discover your purpose. Once you discover your purpose, now you have to develop yourself for that purpose. Now this is where the preparation comes in, right? So I'm going to tell you like in real life, professionals make the lion's share of the money, and amateurs just do it for fun. But professionals we think have more fun. The professional or the amateur? Who's have more fun? The professional have more fun than the amateur because they're doing the thing they love to do and get paid. But here's the difference between professionals and amateurs. Amateurs spend 4 to 10 times as much time performing as they do preparing. Professionals spend 4 to 10 times as much time preparing as they do performing. That's why when they stand up to perform, it looks effortless because they put their effort in before they got in the arena. So you want your effort to show, you want your proficiency to show up, and you haven't even prepared. You thought you were ready before you were ready. Like, I used to be frustrated because I'm going to be honest with you. I've been teaching relatively similar stuff for almost 4 decades. So basically, I can talk a lot. Same biblical principles, stuff I teach. Not as many business principles, but I didn't get invited to many churches. I was the senior pastor of the church. I taught similar stuff to the stuff I'm teaching now. And I had people in the church who hated me. Hated me. The fact that God woke me up and they just couldn't understand why I would do that. They didn't like me. Not made to do. I'm a kind person, but I'm not nice. So what does that mean? Like, I didn't pretend. I didn't go along to get along. I wasn't building a fan club. I was going to teach the truth. Let it do what it does. Let it fall where it falls. Right? Anyway. So I used to lament the fact that I seen that even though I knew the stuff I was teaching was based on truth, I knew I had studied it out thoroughly and completely. I couldn't understand why people rejected it. And I started teaching business concepts in churches because I was so much resistance. I had a really good friend of mine, really good friend of mine, really beautiful, beautiful man. He was a pastor of a church. And he said to me, he said, Brother Ryan, our church just don't teach that businessy stuff, just teach the Bible. Businessy stuff is the Bible. Just the time. So I just never went back there. Sound like everybody else because I'm not everybody else. Right? So you discover your purpose, you prepare yourself for your purpose. And then you deploy yourself in that purpose. And then the power of perception. Ability to perceive principles. If you can't perceive principles, like you look at something and you don't understand, well, this is a principle. The law of sowing and reaping, for instance, is a principle. You reap what you sow. That's part of the law, right? No sowing and reaping. But what else? You reap later than you sow, right? Because you don't sow the seed today and reap harvest today. What else? You reap more than you sow. You sow one seed, you grow a whole garden, right? You grow a whole tree or a whole plant. So you reap what you sow, but you reap later than you sow, you reap more than you sow. So the law, that's a principle. Like if you ignore that principle, you will do it to your own detriment. For instance, you tell a lie because it's currently convenient. Be attractive. But then when the people you lied to discover it was a lie, you destroyed trust in a moment that could take decades to rebuild. So your inability to perceive how life works is costing you a fortune. Your inability to perceive principles is costing you a fortune. They're all principles. Every word is a seed, every deed is a seed, every dollar is a seed that you're sowing into the garden of your future. That's a principle. Isn't it interesting that in order to do well in business, you have to do the thing that God told you to do? Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself. What does that mean? You love God so much that you won't violate any of his principles when dealing with other people. And you love other people so much that you never do them anything that would harm them. Never do anything to them that would harm them. You never sell them anything that would harm them. You never do business with them in a way that would harm them. Because if you do, it's like harming yourself. If you ignore that principle, it's going to come back and bite you at a very inconvenient time. So you have to have the ability to perceive principles. You have to have the ability to perceive other people's problems. If you are a miserable person, and there are a lot of them in the world, the reason you are miserable is because you're self-absorbed. Consumed with self. You're selfish.
Did you know you could be entitled to a big settlement? You were involved in a traffic collision in the past 2 years, even if you weren't the driver, even if it wasn't a major crash. Just click the link around this video and take a free 30-second quiz to find out what your case could actually be worth. That's it. If you missed work, had to deal with pain, or got stuck with bills from a reckless driver, you might be owed a lot, and you don't even know it. You see, insurance companies love to delay or say nothing. But the law is on your side, and victims have already recovered big figures in compensation. Without paying legal fees up front or stepping into a courtroom, you don't have to be a driver. You just have to know your rights and act quickly, like Monica. She was rear-ended leaving work, didn't think much of it, but after filling out the 30-second quiz, we connected her with an attorney. A month later, maximum compensation amount in her account. The biggest mistake we see, people waiting too long, or feeling guilty about filing. You're not taking advantage of the system. You're protecting yourself from being taken advantage of. Click the link, take the free 30-second quiz. Within 24 hours, you'll be contacted by an experienced local attorney for free. They'll walk you through what your case could really be worth and what to do next. Wouldn't it help to have the maximum compensation deposit in your account? Stop wondering. Start recovering. Click the link below and fill out the free 30-second quiz today. I get the complex biomechanics of running, training, and everything in between. We test everything. Yeah, underneath it all. We don't even realize its power. A power not just able to defy gravity, but crafted to awaken something even greater.
Because joy only comes from obsessing over other people's problems. You don't get any joy from obsessing over your problem. All you get is more depressed. I'm just so depressed that I can't help it. No, you have to go help somebody else. It's the same formula for creating wealth. What? In other words, my problem is, Larry, I need the money. Okay, good. Now, go solve somebody's problem. Has some money who needs that problem to solve more than they need the money. Your problem is not that you don't have money. Your problem is that you've not obsessed over a big enough problem for a large enough number of people who have the money to pay to get it solved. That's your financial problem. So you're obsessed. Came from me obsessing over other people's problems. Obsessed over their problems until I boiled down the solution in business to 4 moves. Now here's why it's 4 moves and not 40. If it were 40, I might only remember 38. If it were 40, I might not be able to do them all. But it's 4. I can remember 4. Bless you. I can remember 4. I can apply 4. And guess what? 4 is enough. I know there's